Okay, hey there, everybody. Thanks for the hold, the waiting action there. I didn't realize I had things already live, somewhat, so a bit of a snafu. I'm still trying to figure out this coordination between switching from Twitch to YouTube streaming. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm getting there. So let me know in chat if everything is seemingly working. We do still have a little more delay than I'm used to between YouTube and Twitch and such. So hopefully things get caught up here and we can get things moving. Make sure of a few things here. Sound is working. It is updating. Yeah, I think we're okay. Alright. So, Age of Wonders Planetfall. I have played quite a bit of Age of Wonders in the past. It's been a few years, so I didn't play as much of Age of Wonders 3 as I probably expected myself to. But we're going to jump right into Age of Wonders Planetfall. I've been waiting for it for quite a while. Been loosely following the development. So it is fairly new to me, but I've been playing 4X games since way back in the early days. I've been playing computer games since there have been computer games, so very heavily. It's always been my primary entertainment hobby, and so since the late 70s, early 80s, yes, I'm an old guy, I've been playing computer games, so plenty of experience in the genre and the tactical combat and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really hoping that this one catches my fancy. I'd love to really dig into it and play it long term on the channel. So if you do like this kind of game, this game in particular, or this kind of content, make sure you let me know in comments, in chats, on my Discord, and so on. Make your wishes and desires known, and I will follow up as best I can. But yeah, this is one of the ones, the few, that I'm really hoping turns out really well. So I have played two very short, early game-ish test games, just to get a handle on the interface, get past the early game learning part of the main structures of the gameplay. And I've got that much. I've only played about 15 to 20 turns on two worlds, just two quick ones, just so I could get that learning done. And I've done quite a bit of reading in the enclosed encyclopedia and things like that. So I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. I can explain most of the basics of how the gameplay works, and we'll do some learning. So I will be doing some reading, some figuring out. So there's going to be some stuttering and pausing as I learn new stuff, make some decisions. I'm still getting the game flow down and all that, but as we learn, I'll pick it up pretty quickly, and we'll get faster, and I'll be able to start offering advice as well as education in the gameplay. So what we're going to do is I am not going to play the campaign. I have no interest in the campaign. I rarely have an interest in campaigns for games like this. The bread and butter, the meat and taters, they're in the scenarios, random maps, set your own world conditions, enemy conditions, all that kind of stuff. I really don't like the hand-holding, inch your way through learning the game, scenarios, and campaign stuff. So you won't see me playing the campaign on the channel, most likely. I'd have to get a lot of requests for it in order to inflict that upon myself. So mostly I'm going to be sticking to the scenarios that you can set up, so that you can pick your opponents, pick your world settings, difficulty settings, all that kind of stuff. That's where the main portion of the long-term gameplay is in it for me, so that's what we're going to stick with. Just to show you, though, we do have, for example, I've already got a scenario I've loaded up that we're going to play, but if we go to New Scenario, here's the options that we currently have available to us. I'm going to be playing on an Imperial world, the default world, and you can see there's a few options. I haven't tried the other ones yet. We'll get to those, but we're just going to do the Imperial world defaults. 6 players, moderate difficulty, or moderate world threat, and this controls the NPC factions and independents on the game world, not the main enemies. This is your actual main enemies, your AI opponents, and we're going to go normal on that, medium world size, and random landmass type. You can also, well, there's also advanced setup options. You can get even more detailed and granular in your choices. You can also pick commanders, which is awesome. There's a fairly robust list of pre-generated commanders, as you can see here as I kind of scroll through. A fair number from each of the available factions, and you can pick a particular race. So if you wanted to see just Vanguard, which is what I'll be playing, this is the list of Vanguard heroes or commanders. Yeah, so it's a nicely organized list that you can look through. You can also customize and build your own, so you don't have to take any one of these. You can pick one you like the looks of, and then go in and customize all of his options and abilities and so on. So it's got a point system that you can use to actually build out your dream commander. We'll get to that eventually. I don't know the game well enough yet to make intelligent decisions there, so I'm just going to go with some of the basic stuff. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to exit out of here. Exit out of here. We're going to load up Vorm 1 here, turn 1, right at the start. Alright, here we go. We are in. So this is Age of Wonders Planetfall. Now it is a fabulous looking game, but it is a bit busy. It takes a little getting used to. The maps are gorgeous. The tactical combat arenas are gorgeous. You'll see, but it is visually cluttery, I guess is the way to put it. When you have this much detail, we can zoom out and we get more of a tactical overlay look in our map, and if we zoom in, we can zoom pretty far in. So we got WASD controls for moving the map around, or I can click and drag the map around, or you can edge scroll now. Apparently that wasn't in initially, but it's available for those folks that insist on waving their mouse all over the place to edge scroll. It's available, but what we're going to be doing is I'll be explaining a few things. Now this is not Vorm teaches how to play Age of Wonders. I'm going to talk about a few important things, and then I'll start playing, and I'll discuss things as I go through, why I'm doing it, and maybe I'll explain some of the other rough mechanics. But I am going to point out a few of the core gameplay things before we kind of get rolling. So, let's see. Man, playing in a 1080p window is rough compared to my normal screen size. Let me catch up with chat real quick, actually. Make sure nobody's got something important to say that I need to pay attention to here. I am trying to pay attention to chat, so let me know if you have something critical I need to know. Sound might be a little low. Is that my voice might be a little low, or is that all the other sounds? Because I can adjust the balances. Only reason I can see for you to play the campaign is if there's a good story involved in it. Well, I'm an old guy, and I've been a sci-fi fantasy nerd, a hardcore computer game playing nerd for a very long time. I consume on average 50 sci-fi novels a year for the last 40 years or so. I'm sorry. There's no computer game that's going to be having a unique or interesting storyline for me. It's all going to be sci-fi trope number 14B rolled out again and again and again. So let's go ahead and change some of the sound options here. The background sound does seem a little high to me. What do we got? Ambiance? Let's dial that down a bit. That seems a little harsh. Alright, we'll leave the rest alone. If they're bad or too high, again, just let me know. We'll find the balance. First time streaming any games, always an adventure in figuring out the settings to use. Not enough books? It's plenty of books. It's plenty of books. Thank God we switched to ebooks and audio books, because, man, lugging my sci-fi fantasy library around with me whenever I moved, I needed a separate truck just for that damn collection. Glad I ditched it a decade or so ago. Alright, so let's talk about Age of Wonders again. So, this is our starting territory. There's a lot of information. It's a complex game, but once you get a few core mechanics understood, it's actually flows really well. I'm more impressed the more I see of it. Hopefully that continues. Now again, I've only played the early stage of the game, so there's quite a bit that I haven't seen yet. I haven't dealt with hardly any of the diplomacy. I haven't fought an AI yet. Not one single battle. So the early game is mostly about maneuvering around the map, figuring out, do the scouting, get all the little goody hut type things, fight these little NPC, independent faction units, get your initial base started, that kind of thing. So far in the few test games I've done, I haven't actually fought any of the AI yet. So, so we'll see. How do you find that many sci-fi fantasy books? Well, you start by not being picky. That's the first key. If you're too picky, you're not going to discover new, interesting things. Find out things you actually do have a passion for. I mean, it's great if you know what you like. Go for it. But you got to dabble every once in a while. Sometimes you'll be surprised. I've been surprised on a few subgenres that I didn't expect to like, but I had some fun with. So, but I'm very non-picky. I'm a voracious reader, game player, and so on. And I can go through books in a day or two, an entire book. So I'm pretty fast. Not so much audiobooks. It's kind of hard to fast forward audiobooks. But in the reading days with paper books, I would just devour them. So, yeah, so this is our starting sector. I'm not sure how it determines the starting sector, if there's certain rules governing, or if it's just totally random. But let's zoom out a bit. So what is this showing me? So the purple outline, of course, is my sector. You'll notice there are large sectors, and then within the sector, there are individual hexes that you move around on. So if I select my troop here, you can kind of get a better idea of the hex nature of the battlefield, or the tactical map, I mean. Strategic map. This is strategic map. So yeah, so that's the sector. So the world is divided into sectors. You'll notice all these neighboring regions are also sectors. And the idea is that this is your base starting colony, and you're going to be able to annex colony or sectors adjacent to you. There is a limit, and there's also a population requirement. So when I hit 4 population, I will unlock the ability to annex one of these adjoining sectors. At 8, I get another one. At 12, I get another one. And at 16, I get a final one. So you're going to have at most your home sector plus 4 other sectors. And you can only go outwards from your home sector 2 spaces or 2 sectors. So I could take 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go 1, 2, because this is not adjacent to my home sector. I could go out this far, but I couldn't take another one out this direction to add it to my home sector. Now, once you do annex them, basically all of the economy, the resources that you see that is being generated, get used by your home sector. So it's not independently controlled or anything like that. It basically absorbs into your home colony and becomes its own thing. And you'll see when I start going through things how that works. But basically, we start out with an army. Here is our commander, Jill O'Connor, and we've got an army of these guys. Your armies consist of a maximum of 6 units. So we can see we have 6. We have Jill, we have a Vanguard Pug, a Vanguard Trooper, Vanguard Trooper, Vanguard Trooper, and finally a Vanguard Owl. So that is our 6 units. That army is maximum size. You can't add any more to it. Now there is something in the game whereby if an army stack attacks an enemy, any adjacent armies will also join the fight. They have to be adjacent to the target unit, whoever is being attacked. So what that means, for example, is if this was an enemy home base, I could ring it with 6 different armies of my own, one in every space surrounding it, and when one of my guys attacked, all 6 of the army groups would go into that battle. So my 6 plus the guys that's defending's group of another 6 means you got 7 army groups of 6 units. So you can have 42 units in a single battle. And that doesn't include summoned units and special items and so on. But 42 base units would be the biggest battle you can possibly have. So they can get pretty big, pretty intense. I haven't had anywhere near that kind of a fight yet. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun when I really start getting into the game and have some rumbles against some hopefully competent AI. So that's kind of the idea. We also have a second owl unit that we're going to be able to use. This is basically a light scout unit. It's a flying unit that can zip around the map. It's going to do some long-range reconnaissance, grab some free loot, things like that, before I circle him back to base if he stays alive. So, yeah. Now if I click a second time, this shows our production for the capital area here. So this is showing us Hovton. It's the name of our capital. And this is HQ of Jill Station. HQ of Jill. That's kind of weird. One of 1 sectors, so we only have 1 sector under our control. And this is our resources. So hopefully you're familiar with the basic structure of these kinds of games. A lot of games use this kind of a format, but we've got resources listed across the top. Those are energy, cosmite, which is basically kind of a rare resource that's used for various things as a purchase cost requirement, as well as an upkeep requirement for various things. Then we've got knowledge or research power, and then we've got influence. Now these are colony-wide. This is specific to this colony here. So what we've got now is food income, energy, production for building things, the knowledge base that we're getting out of this particular colony, a happiness requirement. Happiness is kind of interesting the way they deal with it in this game. Basically, positive happiness ticks up until you have a happiness event, good things happen, or ticks down until you have an unhappiness event, which is a bad things happen. And then finally, we have a population of 3 out of a maximum of 16. As far as I know, well, maybe that can be increased above 16. I haven't played long enough to know for certain. So that's kind of the situation, but as soon as that ticks up to 4, then we'll be able to annex one of the adjoining regions, and you'll see me do that fairly quickly. Then we've also got our popular support. We're neutral with the various factions. We have 2 tactical operation points. These we'll get into a little bit later. We need to do some research before we can use these. And then doctrine slots. We'll talk about that later. Mini-map, pretty straightforward. End turn button if you want to do it ahead of time. Operations, which we'll get to later. So, nothing too odd about that kind of a setup. We do have more buttons, of course. These are the research buttons. You don't have access to them on turn 1. They'll light up next turn. We can look at diplomacy. Diplomacy, pretty standard for the game type. So far, we don't know of anybody to have diplomacy with, so we can't do much here. This is for the operations that we were just talking about. Objectives. This is another thing that's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a quest system. There are unity, military, and development objectives, and you can basically race other nations to achieve these various things, and you'll see them when they pop up. I'm not going to explain them all right now, but they have basic rewards when you meet certain conditions, and the first player in the game to achieve a particular objective gets an additional bonus reward. So that's basically the way to think about it. We got the colony overview. We only have the 1 currently, so it's pretty basic. It can be sorted by various things. And we've got our military overview, so that's showing our 2 army groups. We've got the 1 group with our 6 units, and then a separate group with just the 1 scout we're going to be using. You can also look at just your heroes, or you can look at items that you can use with your various troops. And then finally, we have the template manager, which isn't going to mean anything right now. That'll appear later as we mod our troops with various items and upgrades. Alright, let's go back to this. And this is specific to the colony. So this is our unit production screen. I could tell it to produce another owl, and it's pretty straightforward. Takes 2 turns at our current production level. So it takes 130 production, kind of in the middle of this pop-out screen. You can see cost, 30 energy, 130 production, 2 turns. So we're currently producing 85 production, which is why it's going to take 2 turns. So this one will also take 2 turns. It's 150 production, and it has a 40 energy cost. It also has upkeep costs, so you do have to worry about your overall energy income, expenditures, and so on. And that's the only troops I know how to build right now, so we do some research and get some other options unlocked. There is also production for buildings to upgrade the colony, and there's a number of options here. I'll talk about them as I use them in just a bit. We have not annexed any sectors yet. First time we do, we'll be able to actually do building upgrades for the sector specifically that we annexed. Here's our colonist screen, and the colonist screen is a place where you can assign colonists to various jobs, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you assign somebody to food production, you get bonus food. If you assign them to energy, you get bonus energy. So the base resources are all covered by your colonists working the various points. Generally, early game, I just leave it on auto, let the computer do it. But there are times when I'll turn that off if, for example, I know it's going to take me a certain number of turns to grow my colony, and I want to get to that 4 level earlier rather than later. So, for example, right now you can see I have 3 colonists. And that number there, the small number 3, indicates that we've got 3 turns before the colony is going to grow a level. And that's based on our food production right here. So let's do an experiment. Let's turn off energy. Oops, no, let's not do that. Let's turn off auto. And let's assign another person to food production. Let's turn that off. Turn that on. And if we take a look, now it's only going to take 2 turns. So by assigning the extra person to the food category, we're now going to grow the city to level 4 in 2 turns instead of 3. I'm not going to be ready to annex anything by then, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it alone. We'll let them sort it out however they want. There we go. But yeah, you can see how that works. And you can see here the growth. So we've got plus 19 food income, and we're going to be growing the population in 3 turns. And finally, there is things like city decrees, changing the colony name. I could make it Castle Thrax, for example. And let's do that. Let's do Castle Thrax. All right, not going to raise it. We have this is information here. So we have an HQ, and that's what it provides. We have a colony center, what it provides, and we can't do the sector stuff yet. This describes the sector that we've got the colony planted on. We'll discuss that again later. That's pretty much all the information. All right, so ton of info, ton of things going on. It's going to be kind of confusing. It's really hard to kind of decide what to talk about and what not to talk about. So I'll check chat again here in a second, and then I'm just going to start kind of playing, and I'll just kind of ramble about things as we go. If specific questions come up, I'll try to address them. But for the most part, I'll just play, and we'll see how much things get figured out automatically versus me having to point and talk about everything. I don't want to make this a 2 or 3 hour Vorm reads how to do everything type of stream. So right now, we need to get some stuff done. So we've got our scout unit, and we have to make some decisions. So it's kind of important to know ahead of time, or as early as possible, where you might expand to. Now there's the bottom of the map, and it's weird. I can always see the bottom, and the map does scroll east to west. It is a planet, and it's a globe. But I can never see the northern barrier. I think it's right there, but I don't know why it doesn't show a northern barrier when it shows a southern barrier. But however, we're kind of in the middle-ish, it looks like. So we do have water we'll have to deal with. But I have to kind of decide where I'm going to send my scouts out, because knowing what regions I have around me is super important, so I can plan which 4 I'm going to conquer or annex for my home territory. Looking at the map, what it's showing me is there's these little indicators for resources. So in the Castle Thrax sector, we're getting 2 food, 1 energy, and 1 production. You'll notice over here, there's 2 food, 1 energy, 1 research, 1 food, 2 energy, and 1 research, and so on. That's all controlled by the variables shown here. They always have a terrain type, and I think it's an environment type. So this is Arcadian, which gives a food and an energy, and it's a ruins, which boosts energy and research. So that equals the 1 food, 2 energy, and 1 research. Then it also has an abandoned quarry, and it has a bonus for production because of the abandoned quarry. So that's kind of how these things are set up. Each sector is going to have, by default, some basic resources, and there is a chance, they don't always have them, but there's a chance there's going to be various bonus resources. Now this one is special. This one is very, very interesting to me for a couple of reasons. We're going to try to get control of that as quickly as possible, but we've got a bit of an issue because it is currently occupied by these guys, NPC Army of the Paragon faction. This is one of the independent NPC factions. It's not a full AI player, it's an independent faction. We can engage them in diplomacy, do quests for them, get them happy enough with us, and then ask them to move out so that we can take control of that. And we're going to be doing that, because this is a very, very important and powerful location, especially given its proximity to our home base. So if I click on it a second time, you'll note over here and in the description here, we'll read this one. It says, Imperial Mining Facility, Landmark. That's what this indicates. It's a landmark. It's the lowest level landmark. There's bronze, silver, and gold landmarks. This is a bronze, and the sector is an old Star Union sector base, which is still operational. It acts as a pre-built production exploitation, and we'll talk about exploitation in a bit, and provides plus 20 production and plus 2, that's production slots for workers to be assigned to, which could further increase the production of output if you did put people into those. Additionally, it unlocks the following building in your colony, Reinforcement Factory, so there's another benefit. So this is really, really powerful early game because of all these stacked production benefits that's going to be available here. And I don't have to fight anybody as long as I can talk these guys into leaving. So that is target number 1, by far. We just need to get these guys happy enough, get enough influence built up that we can ask them politely to leave. and then we'll step in and take it over. Now, where I go from there is kind of up in the air. It's going to depend on what I find when we do our scouting. So we'll get to that in a second, but that's the main things I wanted to point out here. Oh yeah, one other thing. You can, when you're in this view mode, you can click on these to get more details. So you notice I've got symbols here for an army available there. So it's the Marauder Guard War. Army Power 380, Army Power 340, 340, and these are the independent, kind of the things you go clean up to get some free bennies and bonuses. So this one's probably like a supply stockpile or an energy stockpile, things like that. There's a lot going on the map. I'll talk about various things. Like that's free stuff there. There's an Imperial energy stash. I just got to step on it and I get free energy. And then it also has a benefit by stepping on it that the terrain offers. So, there's so much stuff to talk about in this game. Alright, let me check in with chat again and then we'll get actually moving here. We'll roll through a few turns. I've got classic turns on. I haven't tried simultaneous turns yet. I've only done a couple of really short test games, so if I do multiplayer, I can see simultaneous turn benefit, but I usually prefer classic turns for when it's just me against the AI. Why am I not on Twitch? Mainly because I am trying to maintain my Twitch viewership numbers while I await word on my partnership agreement. So it's been 2 weeks and I haven't heard yet. So sometime soon I'll be playing other games on Twitch. But right now, Cataclysm's my primary audience, and that's what I'm waiting for before I start playing other games on Twitch. The secret tech we took is the Psi, I believe. We'll find out here in a bit, but I believe it's based on... Yeah, it's Numbra is our secret tech. I'll talk about the tech tree and the secret tech here once we get to it. We don't have access to it until we get to turn 2. Alright, no, I haven't gotten partnership with Twitch yet. I'm still awaiting their notification, so they have not told me yes or no yet. We're still in waiting period. They told me 1 to 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. I'm still waiting. Alright, let's actually get some stuff done. So we're going to grab our owl army here. We're just going to roll them down and grab this free stuff. Now, when you select a unit, you'll notice that you can see the shrinking hex box kind of around it. What's that showing is, if I move to this position, how many further additional spaces I can move. So if I have it here, you can see I've got lots more room to then change my mind and go a different direction. So we're going to go here. That'll leave us, 2 extra movement spaces, and we'll also grab this free energy. Alright, energy convoy. Remains of this transport contain a salvageable energy pod worth 27 energy. Unfortunately, its destroyed systems reveal no data on the convoy's origin, destination, or what led to its destruction. We'll just take the reward, and we should see immediate boost to our general energy supply here. There we go. Now, we still got a couple points that we could move. We got the Paragon guy sitting on the power source. Oh, that's free stuff as well. And then we got some points over here, but I think these are hostile forces. Yep. Alright, so we'll try to grab this as well. Move towards it at least. Alright, so that's another energy stash. We're done with him. Now the big question. What do we do with our big group? I know it's going to take some time to deal with these guys, but I need to get the quest initiated. And depending on where it sends me to get the quest, it's going to decide what we do. So let's go ahead and go down and talk to these guys. Alright, Paragon. Salutations, Jill O'Connor. I'm not going to read all of the text in the game, by the way, but I'll read the first few. Bow before the mighty Paragon, heirs of the Grand and Noble Star Union. Chosen by the Emperor himself, we were destined to become the exemplars of human perfection. Today, in these barbaric times, the Paragon are the last line between anarchy and civilization. Tell us your intentions, Jill O'Connor, and we will judge your worth. I'll just say howdy. And the lightness of your will. Alright, so he wants me to do a mission. And it's pointing the mission over here. I can close this. and see where it's at. So it's just over the mountainside here, not too far away. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's chat with him again. I How do I get back to that? Ah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, he wants me to go kill 4 units. So apparently somebody is in that area they want to get rid of. So, oh, it's their growth. So that's another NPC faction. So usually when you do missions for one faction, you're annoying other factions. So you either kind of balance it out, or you got to get ready to be getting hit by other factions. I'm going to accept it, and the rewards are going to be 10 relation bonus points towards improving our relations with that faction, plus 10 influence points, which is a commodity that we can use to spend in diplomacy, like asking him to move his guys, and then 20 energy points. So we're going to say yes. So we can now have a quest indicator, a little gold chalice indicator there, and we're going to go ahead and keep moving that direction. All one more space. It's going to take us probably 2 more turns to get over there. Yep, 2 turns. Alright. We do have a list over here of things going on that we can click on. So we discovered the Paragon Dwelling. This is their home city, their home territory. Way up there, dwelling of Castricum Capital. So it's north of us a little bit, not too far. And then we got orders. I can't move any further. I can't do anything with you. You're done. Alright, set production. What are we going to build? I got to decide, do I want to build another owl right away so I can get somebody else scouting, get those early goody pickups and get the map scouted? Or instead, do I start working on a production building? Of the choices here, these first 2 are military buildings. This lets me produce the Vanguard Assault Bike. This lets me produce the Vanguard Pug, which is a support unit that has healing and some other benefits while you've got it in your army group. These 3, the Central, are basically bonus production for one of the 4 resource types. So reactors for energy, biofarms for food, replicators for production, and sciences for the knowledge. So basically, you can tailor initially some extra resource benefits. Switch back to economy here. So looking at my local area, I know I'm going to get a ton of production out of this. So I don't think I'm going to do production. I'm not seeing a lot of energy production nearby, or energy bonuses that I'm likely to get to with this colony. So I think I'm going to go with energy on this one. So, let's see. 2 turns. Or get the owl out. I think I'm going to go with the owl first. Let's get another owl out before we do anything else. So we've got an owl queued up. 2 turns, it'll be finished. And now we're done. Let in turn. This goes through pretty quick. Early game, at least. Alright, we're on turn 2. Check back in with chat here. There is a ton of really nifty interface elements in the game once you get past the initial clutter. I'll point out as many as I can remember and or I notice, but yeah, they've done a really good job on giving you information in some surprising places. You just got to know what it means and where to look for it. So it's really, really good in that regard. Yeah, I pop chat out. That's what I'm reading, is popping the chat out. I got one big monitor as opposed to dual monitors nowadays, but Alright, let's go ahead and keep moving. So we can see in the tag here at the top, we got 2 more turns before we're going to grow the city. 1 more turn before our owl is going to be completed, and that's what that's telling me. We've got orders required for our scouts. We're going to continue to get the goody hut stuff. Alright, another energy convoy for 39. And this one is guarded. There's a marauder, guard of war. So I'm not going to go out into the water for that. I think I'll roll up this way. We'll see if we can get to any of this stuff. Oh, that's another unguarded supply stash. Alright, we'll head up that way. Ah, stadium. So here's something I do want to point out. There's all these little tiny things. If I scroll out, you notice that thing right there says Stadium Arcadium, visit sites. So visiting the site is going to gain plus 400 morale for the next battle for whatever army steps on that space. Morale, basically, positive morale lets you get better hit chances and crits. Negative morale gives you fumble chances. So you want to manage your morale, of course. High morale is better, as always. But this will basically max out your morale for your next fight. So you'll go into that fight with very good bonuses to the crit chances. And there's a chart. I forget the exact numbers, and I'm not really worried about it. But were I to move on to here first, if I expected this guy to fight, I would go ahead and move on to that. But I don't expect that to happen. So what else we got? That's also guarded. Yeah, alright, we'll just let him do his thing. Switch over to our other guy, we'll keep working our way over towards the quests we've got. Alright, we'll get there next turn, and we can do research! Alright, so there's two different research windows, military and society. So this screen you're seeing here is only one of two screens. So this is the military screen. And this is the society screen. Each one's divided further, so we've got a doctrine screen across the top, we've got economy in the middle, and we've got operations down at the bottom. And it also goes out an equivalent distance. So you can see 352 turns at my current research rates. It costs 2,500 research for that one. And my current research of plus 25 is going to take quite a while. Hopefully we speed that up. But you can see the turn counter here. It's going to be 4 turns to get frontier policies, and you get all of the benefits within the group. So once I research frontier policies, all 3 of these benefits will be available to me. And there are connections and requirements, and you do have to work your way across. Now let's talk about military for a second. I mentioned earlier, somebody asked about the secret tech. This bottom one is the secret tech. So this is the Vanguard specific. This is the laser line. This is the firearms line. And then when you create your commander, you can choose the secret tech that commander is going to be familiar with. There's a pretty big list, so if we go up into the encyclopedia here, and secret tech. I'm not going to read all that, but there's Celestian, Promethium, Cynumbra, Synthesis, Void Tech, and Xenoplague. So that's a pretty good number. So you can kind of tailor your commander and have your own additional specific tech tree that'll allow you to do all sorts of fun stuff. So we're doing Cynumbra. It's got cool stuff like Mark of the Dark Sun. This unit gains 4 resistance. Also, each time they deal a killing blow, they gain Dark Reward until end of combat, increasing their damage by 20% per stack to a maximum of 3 stacks. Additionally, get 10% increased damage on all abilities. So were I to add this mod to any of my combat units, they would gain this ability, and every time they got a killing blow, the Dark Reward bonus would tack onto them. And they're also getting 10% bonus damage regardless. Then also, I would have Embrace the Darkness as a tactical operation that I could deploy. And that basically does 20 damage, and the enemy suffers massive impact. In addition, there is Strength 8 chance to apply Broken Mind, reducing morale and sonic resistance for 3 turns. I don't know the names of all of the damage types and resistance types yet, so there may be a list somewhere. There's so many different modifiers and damage types and so on that I'll learn them eventually. But yeah, it researches simultaneously, so I'm going to get to pick a research on this tree and on this tree. So I'm going to go with... what do I usually go with to start? I think I'm going to go with nanite support for the military. That's going to give us the option to add a mod, the nanite injectors, to our troops. Basically, it's a healing item, so it heals 15 health and increased resistance to all damage channels by 3 for 2 turns, only once per battle, and it also gives +1 armor. Then we have Nanite Support Station, which I haven't used yet, but it's a built-in blur field. Oh yeah, this is a tactical operation that I would have to deploy. Basically, it sets up a healing/defense station that heals all adjacent units and puts up a blur field to make them harder to hit. And then a combat assist system, also a tactical operation instant. Send a cast drone to assist target unit. The drone purges any negative status effects and provides 2 shielding while it is active for up to 3 turns. So it's a little drone that puts a little energy shield around you and purges you of any negative effects. So early on, I'll go for the nanite injectors, and we'll go from there. But that also opens up some of the other options over here. And then for society, let's see. Let's do... I'm not going to go aquatic for now. It's either going to be frontier policies or frontier facilities. I think I'm going to go frontier policies. That's going to instantly... It's going to give me the doctrine, the operational doctrine of plus 15 food in my colonies, which I'll set up right away. That way I can get growing faster. Plus we get colony militia, which is another doctrine. I don't think I can get both running right away. That's increased production. And then finally, Combat Simulation Center. It's a building I can build in the colony, and any adjacent armies to the colony HQ will gain experience every turn. They basically partake in the combat simulation and gain experience. So let's go for that. You can see up here, 4 turns and 4 turns. I'm highlighting nanite support and frontier policies, so I can tell at a glance just what we got going on. This is a quest tracker, so that quest that I took earlier, it's showing me I've got 9 turns to complete the groundskeeping quest, kill 4 of the growth units. And we should be done. So it's defaulted to end turn again. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Are those transition sounds still... I think the interface sounds are a little loud. Let's go back to audio. What is making this? I think it's this one. Let's dial this down to 50. Alright. So what's next? Let's, we'll do this fight here in a sec. Let's do our running around and grabbing free stuff. Alright, supply stash, 28 food that time. And more free stuff? More free stuff! I'm not getting it. I wanted to swing out a little wider, because I need to get a look at these other territories. Like, that's a Cosmite bonus. Plus 5 Cosmite income for the colony that gets that linked, or you build there. And that's pretty important. That's that rare resource we need in order to add mods and such. I really want to swing out that way, but let's not pass up the free stuff. Let's go there and then make a decision. Yeah, I really wanted to be just a little further out. I guess 1, 2. I guess this is the limit of where I could go anyway, so... Solid mountains. Can't do anything with it. Alright, let's go ahead and finish his movement. Let's go... yeah, right there. Alright, hey, we got a message that Castle Thrax has produced an owl, and he can annex its first sector. So, I'll have to think about that. Here's the next owl. Ready. So we got our secondary owl is ready to go. These are all enemies that have to fight. Let's see, we've already got our hero group coming down. We're only at 15 influence. It's not going to be enough to convert these guys. I really want to make this my first annexation, but I'm going to have to wait until I have enough influence to talk these guys away. It's 35. It says negotiate 35 influence. So that's, what's that? 5 more turns? Do I wait that long? If I don't wait that long, I have to wait until I get 8 population before I can annex a second one. I think I'm going to wait. I think I might be able to gain influence, because I'm going to get a 10 reward. That'll shorten it by 2. And if I can get any other influence through any other events, we might be able to get it within 2 or 3 turns. So I'm going to hold my influence to take that, make that my first annexation. So we'll get rid of that message. I'm going to send you... got you out going this way. Let's send you out this way. Alright, so... nuclear fallout. Hey, Jonathan Menzinger. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Alright, we are done moving him. Let's do the fight. Get into our first fight. This will be fun. Alright, so here's our fighting group. Let's look at these guys real quick. I haven't done this in detail look yet. So here's a detailed screen for Jill. This is our commander. A lot of info here, but just to cover some of the major things. You can see her health, 60 max hit points. She's got 4 armor. This reduces incoming damage dealt to the unit. Sonic attacks bypass armor. These are shields. This reduces ranged damage coming in. Melee attacks go through shields. So there's a lot of rock, paper, scissors going on with the various damage and protection types that you have to consider. So have the right gear for the right enemies, basically. And then 32 movement points. Land movement ability. Your army moves at the rate of the slowest member, like all games of this type. She's got an MX-2000 sniper rifle, and that is a 90% accuracy. So under normal circumstances, in-range targets, she would have a 90% hit rate, modified by whatever their defenses, if they're in cover, just all sorts of stuff. So, of course, there's going to be lots of modifiers, but the base to hit rate is 90. That's pretty standard. 20 damage, that's, I think, kinetic damage is what that indicates. And then it's got a range of 9, so that's pretty long. That's pretty far range. And it has abilities like, it does a high impact. It staggers units, which reduces their action points and cancels their defensive modes. And it is affected by line of sight rules. You can also see at the top of that pop-out window the blue bar. It says full action, and it has those 3 hash marks, or boxes. That's important to know how that works. Any ability you use instantly ends your turn. Whether it's all 3 options needed, or whether it's 1, it doesn't matter. You use an ability, your turn's over. So, let me compare. Here's the Imperial Revolver, for example. Again, 90% accuracy, 14 damage, only 6 range. Doesn't have that, the stagger ability. But notice how it says single action, only one of the boxes is lit up. If I fired it, it's still only going to take 1 shot and my actions will be over. So it's important to use those actions for other things first. If you needed to move, if you needed to do some other single action that was available through your mods or through your items, and then fire last. If you fire first, your turn ends and you can't do the other stuff. So it's important to do things in the right order and understand how these work. She also has a drone deployment module. That is this. That's the mod. She's got 1 of 3 mod slots being used. This is a free item that she got to pick as part of the character build. She took a particular option during character build that allowed her to get a free option or a free mod. So, drone deployment mod laser. And this basically also takes a single action to deploy, so it's going to use her action for the round. And it deploys a flying attack drone armed with laser weapons. It only lasts for 4 rounds, and yeah, it's pretty good. Plus, it grants +1 armor to the unit. So basically, it deploys a temporary drone that you can use to zip around and shoot things. She's also got the defensive mode option, which makes her harder to hit. She's got improved Overwatch, which basically, when she goes into Overwatch mode, she gets a +20% accuracy while in Overwatch mode, which is awesome. She's immune to mind control, and then there's a bunch of other stuff, which I'm not going to go into. This is her default weapon. This is the pistol. These can be changed. I can click on this, and I can choose anything from the basic loadout that my faction has available. These are costs. So it would cost me 16 energy and 8 Cosmite to basically purchase this and have it available for her. No way am I switching any of this out for the laser rifle, but that's how that works. Now, as I adventure around and go on quests and so on, or missions, I may acquire items from other factions or as rewards. They'll show up as available as well for your hero units and other units to equip. So there's a whole system for that. It's a really cool system. It allows for a lot of modularity and a lot of variability. So you can build the character out in certain ways with certain secret techs and abilities and starting bonuses. Then you've got the mod system. Then you've also got a leveling system where they improve their abilities over time. Hero units will level up and get to choose from various special abilities. Regular combat units, as they level up, basically just improve their health and their accuracy bonuses. But they also can be modded. So between all of these combinations and things, there's just a ton of cool stuff you can do. As you gain good relations with the NPC factions, the independents, you can also start hiring their units into your armies, and you can purchase gear from them, which makes things even more complicated. So, I like options. I like complicated. That's the meat and potatoes. That's the crunchy bits that I like to grind on. So, I'm happy about that. We have no skill points to spend, but that kind of gives you an overview of what this screen is. Let's look at the Pug. So, this is the Pug unit. He's cute. He's a support unit, so he does have a laser, and he will use it, but generally he's in the back, and he's doing things like putting a blur cloud on one of your units, So if I move somebody to a forward position and I expect them to take the initial hail of gunfire, I'll have him put a blur cloud on the unit, makes them 40% harder to hit. He's got a one per combat healing charge, heals for 25. That's super useful. He's got a resupply charge, which lets him reset all of the ability cooldowns once per battle of a friendly unit. And he can go into defensive mode. So, a lot of other stuff. He's a mechanical unit, so he's susceptible to arc damage, electrical damage, and he's resistant to sonic. And he's got other stuff, but you can see he's got 32 moves, 40 health, and so on. But he's a support unit. I use him as such unless I really need that blaster charge to finish a unit off. Then we've got our Vanguard troopers, the mainstay of the Vanguard army. So, 40 health, again, 1 armor, no shields to start with, 32 movement. They have assault rifle. Take a look at the pop-out window. Notice where it shows those bars in blue. It says repeating. What this means is they get a burst fire mode, basically. And for however many action points they've got left, they just keep firing. So that's 9 damage times 3, basically, if they just fire all 3 of their action points. So, pretty powerful, especially when they're on Overwatch and you have any other bonuses going on. So, they also have a grenade they can toss. Grenades are awesome. They're fun to use for various circumstances. Not only do they damage units, which you would expect, but they also will demolish cover. So if somebody's hiding behind something, you can toss a grenade in and hope to demolish the cover that they're hiding behind, and then open them up to fire from other units. So you want to use it not just for damage potential, but also for rearranging the landscape, basically, to help yourself out. These guys have Overwatch ability also. They've got steady aim, so if they fire from cover, they're more accurate. Lots of bonuses, lots of things to keep track of to maximize the potential of your units. And they have not yet been modded. We'll start modding guys as we start getting some tech unlocked, and you'll see what happens there. They're currently a recruit unit, and you can see how they're going to progress. So at first level, when they level up, they're going to become a novice and get 4 extra health. Then they go to veteran, 4 health plus 5 accuracy. Expert goes 4 more health. And then prime, the highest rank, they get improved Overwatch as well as more health and accuracy. So they don't get to pick special abilities like the hero units do, but they do have these level up abilities, and getting them ranked up is really important. So that's the mainstay. And then finally, the owl unit that we've been scouting with. It's actually pretty cool. I do bring one into the combat field. I don't usually switch him out. And he's got a laser. He also has a targeting field, which he can paint an enemy, basically. This is a paint ability. So he can paint an enemy, and everybody else that shoots that enemy gets a 35% bonus to hit. And he's got resistances, and he's got farsight. But mainly I use him to paint an enemy, and occasionally I'll use him to pot shot somebody to finish him off, or, even trickier, you have him move into a flanking position, because he's got good movement rates. You shoot an enemy, and generally when you do that, except for certain specialized enemies, they have to rotate to receive fire and defend themselves. What that does is, if you move him out to a flanking position, shoot the enemy in the flank, the enemy then rotates to face him, which means the rest of your guys now get to shoot that guy in the flank, because he's now changed his orientation. So you can do a lot of that kind of crazy stuff, so be aware that that's a possibility. Alright, so let's do this fight. Let's just jump right in and see how things go. So we do have 2 options, manual and auto. I've had some pretty bad options in auto. Unless you are 2 to 3 times the power of what you're fighting, or you're really familiar with the mix of units, I can't recommend hitting auto. Too many times in the brief testing I did, I scummed and did a couple of combats just to see how bad the auto combat AI was. I would lose a unit with the auto, fight it manually, and end the battle with not a single point of damage. So it's, I don't know how pervasive that is, but you got to have a pretty significant advantage if you're going to do the auto combat. The combats, at least in the early stage, when it's just one group on one group, go pretty quick once you've gotten past the initial interface stuff. So we're definitely going to do manual. So here we go into the glory of the manual combat arena. Alright, here we go. So, the defender always gets to go first. Oh, these bug guys. This will be interesting. I have fought this group once before. Alright, so, my turn. So he did his move, so we've got, what, 3 different kinds of units here? Let's talk about this guy first. So this is the Growth, Vinebud. And we can select him. So it's important to check this if you're not familiar with everything. So he has a Vine Slash. That's going to be a... Ooh, it's a repeating... Oh, that's a melee repeating. So he basically gets to slash away a whole bunch. So that's up to 36 damage off of that thing. But I definitely don't want him getting close. I don't want to be in melee with that guy. He can spawn a Vine Sprout. Spawns a Vine Sprout that lasts until the end of combat. Alright. So he can also summon up a secondary unit. And he has Plant Root Defense. It heals and gives +2 armor and becomes stagger immune. Alright. Arc resist, stagger resist. Thermal weakness. Yeah, he's weak against fire. So that's good, but I don't have a lot of fire bonuses right now. And he can't be flanked. So no flank bonuses on these guys. Alright, so I know I need to get him to go away. Next up, we have the flying guys here. Where are you? Alright, these are worker bees. We've got a sting for 9 that staggers, life drains for 3, bypasses shields, and allergic pollen. 8 strength chance to apply, allergic reaction to biological or cyborg. Alright, that doesn't sound good. Regenerative pollen. Ah, he heals friendly units. I didn't want to see that. Alright, so life drain and healing. So... unfortunately, we got 3 targets I need to make go away. And then finally, we have the Mega Beetle Baby. Oh, aren't they pretty? You can rotate these, by the way. So you can click and drag, and you can rotate to see them in all their glory, if you want to see the tail of a Mega Baby Beetle. Pincer Attack, Beetle Spit for 5 range. Alright, I outrange these guys. Ooh, Hyper Armor. 2 armor becomes 25% harder to hit and cannot be flanked. Man, these guys are all flank resist like crazy. Beetle Death Rattle. When killed, it explodes. Alright. More... oh, these guys are... They evolve rapidly. They get more experience, and when they go to the max level, they become a Mega Beetle adult. Alright. A lot of fun stuff. Okay, so... you can click on them to see their ranges and to get details on them, so don't hesitate to do that. You can see down here their various abilities. So when I click on this, it's showing the range that it will be able to access to. I believe this is its movement range, the red, and then when I highlight this, it's showing the range of the actual attacks. Alright, let's rotate a bit. Oops, hold on. They changed things on me. I want Y-axis. Erg. Alright, that's what I want, and that's what I can get used to. Alright, so yeah, you can fully rotate, you can zoom around, take a good look at the terrain options. So the next thing to talk about in tactical combat, cover. Cover is super, super important. Cover provides you with, to hit, protection bonuses. So let me grab a guy here. So take a look at this. If I push this, I wrote this, take this around. Alright, see that shield that pops up when I move here? Cover is directional based on where the cover's at and where this guy's facing. So if I move to this space, you can see the 2 shield icons for the 2 directions I'll receive cover bonuses from. Now, next thing to notice is it's a full shield. That means that that cover is 100%. Nothing can see me or hit me through those directions. Now that's in comparison to, if we come over here, grab you. So, let me zoom in here. Notice the difference in the shields? We got a half shield on the rock to the north, and we got a full shield on the rock to the northwest. So the half shield means partial cover. That's going to give you bonuses, and you can fire over that, you can see over that. But I've got full cover coming from the northwest. Important to know the difference, because if I moved my guy here, I wouldn't be able to shoot anything coming at me. I wouldn't be able to see anything that direction, I wouldn't be able to shoot anything that direction. So, know your cover. I'm not so worried about cover in this one. I think I'm just going to turtle up and let them come to me and use my range and my Overwatch advantages and try to kill them. So sometimes it's tricky to get them to advance, but if I can get my sniper rifle in range, they're going to be forced to advance to deal with me because they can't. I outrange him, so he has to come get me. So I think I'm going to back off for one round, turtle up, and then see what the ranges look like and if he advances towards me. So let's just back everybody up. Oh, let's see. Where do I want things? Hey, you. Bring the Vanguard back to here. Bring the flyer back as well. And then I think we'll go... Alright, I think we'll turtle up like that, and we'll set up some Overwatch. So these are the options that I have down here. So we've got move a unit. I can rotate their position, because facing is important for flanking reasons. So I would definitely want to spin them around. I don't want them facing the wrong direction. Assault rifle to fire. So if I select that, I can't hit anything from this range, but I'll show you the interface for that in a bit. We can go defense mode, which becomes harder to hit. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to go Overwatch. Then I'm going to pick the Overwatch direction. He'll turn to face that way and go into Overwatch mode that direction. So, Overwatch. Overwatch. More Overwatch. And the hero, unfortunately, can't do the Overwatch because she moved, which sucks. Alright, so she'll, let's see, oh, we're going to use the deploy drone module. And let's deploy it, yeah, right there. Okay, and let's blur cloud now. How far can these guys move? Only to there? Alright, they're not going to be able to get to me. I'm not going to use my blur cloud right now. We'll just go to defense mode and defense mode. Alright, that's it. We're just going to turtle up, maximum Overwatch, see what the distances are, see if they advance or if they hold tight. Alright, so they held position pretty much. They just came forward a tiny bit. So, let's check our ranges here. We'll go to our hero. She's got the longest range by far. Out of range, what do I have to move to be able to hit them? I only have to step forward a single space, I believe. Yep. Alright. It's kind of hard to show you, but right now... Let me zoom in. It takes so many mouse wheel movements to zoom. So, see where my hero's located currently? If I step forward to this space... which is what I'm going to tell it to do. But watch over this section here. There's going to be an indicator that pops up to show when I'm in range. So if I put my cursor here, see that the red kind of pulsing indicator? That indicates that if I move forward, I can hit that target from this location, where I can't hit any of the others. Now, the color of that pulsing indicates my hit chances. Red means bad chance to hit. Yellow is intermediate, and green is good chance to hit. So color is important as well. Now, if I say to move forward to here, I think all those other guys are protected by the lip. This is the only one that's actually over the lip. The others are too far back. I don't think I can get to a position where I can hit anything else. That's alright. I'm just going to step forward one space. All I want to do is step forward enough to force them to actually deal with me. So if I move her forward... you can see that there's now a glowy indicator right over there. And I think I'm just going to wait here. I've got everybody in support mode. I'll just leave them in Overwatch, and as they come close, we'll deal with them. I'll take a pot shot at that, but let's do this. Let's move the support drone. I'm going to move the drone over this side. In case this thing comes around this way. We're going to leave everybody else on General Overwatch. And I want you to put the blur cloud on the hero now. So we're now obscured. So if I check her options right here, we've got obscured for 2 turns. This unit's 40% harder to hit. That is perfectly fine. Alright, and let's take our sniper rifle and take a shot. So when I point at the unit, I get a indicator. I got a 30% hit chance currently, and you can see how much damage it's going to do on the white-red flash there. It's going to do 1 hit for 18 kinetic damage. If I hit the control key, we get more details. It shows why my hit chance is so low. So it's a super long-range shot, so I'm losing 30% to the long range, 25% because it's in defense mode, and 10% because it's flying. So that gets us down to 30%. Which is fine. I'm going to force him to deal with me. I don't really even care if I hit. If I hit, wonderful, but it's going to force him to advance. So, let's take the shot. And we missed. Not a big surprise. And unfortunately, our drone's not going to get into action here too much. They're going to charge at us. Next round, we'll get the drone in action. I'm not going to do anything with anybody else. I would need to get within 7 to get the targeting going on. Yep. Let's see. Let's move you up to here. And go defensive. Alright, let's see what he does. Yep. So, he's forced to come forward. Not a surprise. How far? Is he going to charge me? Alright, here comes the Overwatch. So again, they have 3 actions, so they got 3 Overwatch shots off. Alright, so he regenerated and healed the entire damage that I dealt. Alright, so now they're forced into action. Let's see, who to drop first? If I move forward 2, I got 2 that I can hit with yellow or medium hit rate indicators. I can already hit these guys from where I'm standing. Pretty bad chances, though, unless I do something. So I need to be able to completely drop enemy units. But I'm going to get in range of their abilities here on their next turn. So let's see. Drop the flying healers first. Or go for the Vine Bud. I go for the Vine Bud. Again, I have to make sure I kill it. Otherwise, he'll just move these guys back and heal it. Alright, you. You still can't target anybody from where you're at, huh? Oh, yes you can. Cool. Alright, let's go for the flyers first. We're going to put a targeting field. We're going to paint the enemy here. So we're going to targeting field him. So he is targeted. Targeted. 35% easier to hit. That's going to help us quite a bit. Let's go... Alright, I can hit him even from the back. 50%. Ouch. Now, notice how it's divided into 3 bars. That's because I have 3 shots or 3 actions. If I hit with all 3 50% chances, then the entire white section will disappear. But there's a chance of missing, of course, and there's a chance of grazing hits, which will do less damage. So it's going to take me actually quite a bit to finish that guy. More than I thought. Our hero's at 95%, because, yeah, she's a hero. Or I can keep her on Overwatch and get an even bigger bonus. But Overwatch, she's going to shoot the first thing that moves. 70% for that. Alright, I need some info. That thing... Pincher attack is only range 1, but it can spit up to 5, so it's going to start spitting after it moves just a couple more spaces. Yeah, let's, yeah, let's take out the healers. Alright, so we got the full hit. Next up, we'll go to the farthest away. So now it's at 75%. That's because it's lost some of its defense mode. The stagger shot that she hit it with made it lose its defense mode. So now it's much, much more likely I'm going to finish this. And then we'll have a bunch of options or opportunities to kill that second one, but it won't be targeted, so it's going to be harder to hit. Well, let's go ahead and let's take this shot. I think this is a good shot. Got a full hit, and got a graze.
Enemy down.
And we finished him off. All right. So 1 unit down. Next up. My hope is I can kill both of the flyers. I'll take the acid shot, and the next round I'll kill the other two. That's my hope. And then I'll heal the damage with my pug. So we'll see. This one's going to be tougher, though. It's a space further, I believe. And it's not painted. Yeah, 50% shots. Let's get the drone involved here. Let's see if I move all the way up to there. Take a yellow shot from back here or advance for the green. I think I'll settle. I'm going to settle for the yellow. Man, that's loud. That's loud. Alright, you. Which of the many audio sliders are you? Probably the unit slider. Down you go, unit slider. That was loud. Alright. And let's take our shot. 60%. That's not too bad. And another miss. Alright, next up. You don't need the resupply. Not healing yet. Not going to send you in to fight, so you just hold your position. I got 2 more shots. I don't think we're going to take this healer out. We're going to have to get pretty lucky, I think. I think I'm going to advance 1. We'll get a little bit better shot. 50%. Come on. Graze. Well, that was not the luck I was hoping for. That was the wrong kind of luck. And we're definitely not going to kill it unless I bring the robot forward. Let's do another 1 space advance. 60%. Come on. Got a full hit. Oh, another full hit. We're so close. Oh, man. We hit all 3. Now, the problem is unit losses in some games, when the figures are depleted, the unit gets less effective. That's not the case in this game. So this bee has the exact same combat stats, whether it has 1 unit in its little graphic or if it's got 3. So damage does not decrease its abilities. So I need to finish that thing. The only thing I have left to try it with is my healer unit. I don't think I can get in range. I can get in range. Ooh. Ooh. How far can you move? Yeah, that's... ouch. I think this guy's going to get hammered by that thing's ability. Although, well, maybe not. I think he's going to lose all of his abilities when he tries to move that far. Take the risk or not. I'm going to risk it. This might be a bad move. I haven't fought these guys enough. Oh, 50% chance. One shot. Come on, little pug. You can do it. Ah, good job. Good job, pug. At least we got a kill. Now if I lose him... Man, I don't want to lose him. Alright, we're done. All of our little indicators above our characters' heads are gray. We got no other actions. Let's see how big a payment I'm going to make. The hell was... What is that ability? Oh, that's the summoning thing. Yeah, he missed. Alright, that actually worked out really well. Now the problem is, if I try to move the pug, he's going to... Whoa, pug can kill him in 1 blast? 90%? Overwatch times 1. Wait. I need to check something. Come here, you. Repeating Vine Slash. Wow, they can tunnel through the ground and avoid Overwatch. That's cool. I'm a little concerned if I try to fire with the Pug in engagement range that he's going to first get to hit me. So let's bring the drones up. Drones should be able to kill him, and he can't return anything. But yeah, let's do the drone.
Enemy neutralized.
Hey, drone. Is that ability a repeater? Oh, it is a repeater. Crap. Alright, cool. Thought it was a single shot. Alright, so we're down to the acid spitter there and the vine bud. We're in good shape. No damage yet. So I have not yet used the Pug. Not sure I need to use the Pug defensively. Range is pretty bad. Let's see here. 80%. I think we have... Oh, I got one more cooldown turn before I can use the targeter again. That's definitely the guy who needs to go next. I can take a hit from the acid guy and heal it up still, so I'm not worried about the acid guy. He'll die next round. As long as I kill this guy this round, we should come out of this in perfect shape. So let's move you... Yeah, we'll send you there. Line of sight is important. So what I mean by that is if I try to fire through my own unit, if you notice here when I bring up the details, oh, it's not showing it there. Usually if there's an intervening unit, I get another negative, but it's not showing it. How about if we show it here? Yeah, minus 10%, unit in the way. So my commander's in the way of that shot, so I'm losing 10% effectiveness to hit because of the positioning. Not sure why that unit's not causing that. So let's bring you forward to here. Get you in position. Now notice that used up one of the action points to get to that spot. So now when I fire, I'm only going to get 2 shots instead of 3. Or I could use a grenade to shake it up. Do you have any bonuses going on right now? Nothing that they've used. Resist the stagger. Alright, let's not get fancy. Let's just do the shooty-shooty. Alright, next up. More shooty-shooty. Yeah, we might be able to possibly kill both of these. Take that shot. Well, we're not going to get them both. Actually, we might still. I got one more trooper. I haven't used... Yeah, I think we will get them both, actually. We're yellow from here, or I can get green if I advance one. Finish him off, Mr. Pug!
Enemy down.
Good job. Now the problem is that guy's hiding around the corner. I'm going to have to move my hero. Take the shot. Excuse me? Can I still not see him? It's showing that... Alright, it's just a little funky in where I have to point. Big hits. And who's left? Just you guys? I'm gonna... I can either take a yellow shot with all 3, or I can get closer for a green shot with 2. Might still be able to finish it. Let's do the green. I can take the damage either way, so... This post keeps interrupting my pointing. Finish him off!
Enemy destroyed.
My ground disappeared.
They never stood a chance.
Ah, no damage. Achievements! Isn't that exciting? Alright, so we killed these units. You can see the little indicators here. All of my base units, other than the Pug, have leveled up to the first rank. We'll close that.
Objective completed.
That seems loud, too. So this is our quest completion, or mission completion. So we completed the groundskeeping quest, killed the 4 units. We had 8 turns left. We gained 10 relations. That's this, improving our relation with that particular faction, the Paragons. So if we get 20 more points, we'll move to a peaceful status, and we can start recruiting some of their units and purchasing gear from them. And I'm not sure if it's at friendship. I think you can ask them to go to war with you against others, and I don't know. I'm guessing integration sure sounds like you can basically take over their stuff. So we'll see if we can keep pushing it. Then we also gained influence. That's the big one I'm looking for right now. I need influence in order to tell that group over here to move so I can annex that sector. And then we got some energy. So we'll take the reward. And we can keep moving. We still got movement points. So let's see. Oh, let's look at our units. So you can see here we have advanced to the novice rank. It's lit up in white, and we gained 4 health for each of the guys that advanced. So the Pug only got 4 out of 6. I think they needed 8 points originally. That's kind of weird. I don't know why the Pug didn't get all the points. XP is shared. It doesn't matter for kills or anything like that. Or the XP reward. Basically, they add up the XP points for everything, divide it by the number of units that went into the fight, and that's the reward. Huh. Alright, so where are we going to go? I know I need more influence before I can convince those guys. We're at 20. We need 35, I think it was. 35. So 3 turns, if nothing else changes, we'll be able to tell them to move. So I want to have a unit adjacent to them in 3 turns at a minimum. They may offer us another quest. Who are you guys? You also Paragon? That's also Paragon. Food sector. 3 food base. With an overgrown biodome bonus. So my plan is still the same. That'll be the first. That'll probably be the second, because we've got a food bonus. And the Stadium Arcadium, which gives a happiness bonus. Oops, not the right key. Where do I move these guys? Just go kill some things locally to get some more XP? Ooh, Cosmite Rift. Wonder if I get some bonus Cosmite when I take that. Cyborgs Camp. Unclaimed Wilderness Sector. Found. Oh, that's right. I stopped moving on the central position. In order to annex a sector, every sector has one of these little central spike thingies that indicates its command center, I guess. That's where you have to move a unit in order to annex and do other various interactions. You'll notice this has got a symbol. That's because I have an annex slot available. Because my 4 colonists. And so it's showing all of the ones that are valid for me to annex currently. I can annex that, but I got to get them to move in order to do it. Alright, so what do we got here? You guys are Paragon. Damn, is everything Paragon around me? Ah, we got bugs. Upper Hound Manhunters. Sitting on top of... What is that? Imperial Production Stash. Yeah, I want the production stash. So we'll keep heading towards the bugs. Alright, and set some production. So we finished building... What did we build? Oh, we built that, the scout unit. We built the owl. Alright, let's get this started. I'm gonna do the energy reactor. Central reactor core. It's only gonna take 1 turn to build. You can only have 1 of these, so 1 central building, so 1 bonus to a resource. So we'll go with the power bonus. Alright, end turn. Got 2 turns left on our research. Alright, let's see. So we're 2 turns away from being able to tell those guys to move. So we either need to produce another unit and then move him over, or swing one of my other groups back around, keep him local. So we already built the structure. Let's do a Vanguard. I think he can make that walk in 1 turn. 4. Yeah, there's a road all the way there, so should be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Yeah, I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he's got 32 movement. Alright, let's get a Vanguard trooper going. Now, units do have upkeep costs, so I do have to be cautious of these. Energy is the base currency for things, and for upkeep units. 2 turns, we'll finish up some tech, and then we can start modding some things as well. Alright, so that's done. So I've got the trooper that I know I'm going to use to go talk to those guys. So let's keep this guy moving. That is guarded. That is guarded. Let's see. I can see out to there. Yeah, let's just follow the terrain up this way. What do we got here? That is the Imperial War Monument. That gives what kind of bonus? 20% accuracy increase for their next combat. Alright, another stadium. Gives happiness. Repair station heals units. Ah, Fortress of Mental Fortitude. That's a silver one. I'd have to fight. Think of it as kind of like a dungeon. The silver and the gold landmark sites have defenders inside, so you can only take 1 army group in. You can't surround it and take a bunch of armies in, so you have to really beef up 1 army group and send them in. I'm not sure exactly how powerful we have to be to take the silver versus the gold. I want to say like 1,000 power for the army for silver, and I have no idea what the gold takes. We'll learn the hard way at some point. But that's a pretty big one there, so... That landmark is an advanced food sector. Gives the following when annexed. Plus 40 food and 4 food production slots. And then plus 10 happiness and 2 happiness slots. That's huge. So yeah, that's a silver. That's the mid-rank benefit. It'll be a little bit before we can get to that. It's out of our range, but it's the direction I might send a colonizer for our second colony. Second colony is probably either going to go over here or somewhere out here. We'll just have to keep doing some more exploring. Alright, who's still up? Oh yeah, grab the freebie. 26 food. And yeah, let's just keep rolling up this way. That is the side damage. Yeah, I don't care about that for my scout. That one is... Oh, restores all movement points. And I can't quite get to it. Of course I can't. Alright, let's go up that way. Alright, Lightspeed Central Station. That sector's got 3 bonuses going on. What we got going on here? Energy bonus, another energy bonus, a recharge station, and a teleporter. Alright. A lot of energy out of that one. What's funny is it only has 1 because of the terrain, but then you've got plus 5 when it's exploited here, and then another plus 5 when it's exploited here. So, alright, who's next? Just going into the next fight, it looks like. Let's do it. Let's go kill some bugs. Alright, so, Hopperhound Manhunters. So you can set for details. That way you know what you're fighting before you head on in. So they've got Claw Strike, repeating, so triple hit, just like my gunfire. 11 each, and it does a high impact stagger, which is bad. They have an air leap, single action, so it's going to take up all of their actions for a round to air leap, but it does damage, bypasses shields. And has a 3-range leap. Alright, so I'm not sure I'll be able to stop all of them before they start leaping on my guys. Combat jump. Jump at target light ground unit, dealing damage, knocking them back. Why would you do one over the other? Oh, this is air units. They have an air leap. Oh, okay, that's the difference. So air leap is to go after flying units. Combat jump is to go after ground units. Alright, so 3 range either way. Got it. Pretty straightforward other than that. So they jump, and they've got claws. 3 of them all the same. Alright, so there is an option here to abort the attack. And as far as I know, there's no negative to doing so. You'll just pop back out of this screen and can go about your business. Which is nice, but you can find all this info before you head in anyway. So combat power is 300 versus my 750. Just going to be a matter of how much damage I take. They're fairly mobile. They can move quick, and they've got that jump, so they'll probably get at least a few strikes in. We'll see. Let's do manual combat again. Either way, this one will go pretty quick, because they don't have a lot of complicated stuff for me to look at. It looks like we got some kind of supply outpost set up. You guys gonna come right at me? Alright, we got some cover this time. We're actually gonna be able to use cover. Of course, they have no ranged attacks for me to need cover. But I get a bonus from cover. So, let's see. Move you to there, move you to here. Kind of keep the other guys in the middle. Not sure. I can't get this other guy into cover. If I move back here, that's a complete blocker. I can't shoot through that. That's not going to help any. I don't want to move all the way forward. You guys can move how far? Wow. Alright. 32 movement points. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That doesn't make any sense. How many points does this thing take to move? I'm confused. Why does something with 32 movement points only show out to here? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Land movement. Light unit, skirmisher. I don't understand. I thought it was 4 per. It's 4 per on the strategic map. I guess maybe it's different here. I'll have to check my own guys. Come here, you. 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can move 8. How come he can't move 8? I'm confused. Oh, they can. Never mind. Theirs is. I didn't see the gray. I didn't notice the coloring difference. So it's coloring it based on their abilities. Got it. Alright, so yeah. He can get to here. So he can get all the way out to here, but he wouldn't be able to jump from there. He'll have no abilities left if he goes out to this last 3. So that's as far as he can go right now, and then he can hop out to here. With that 1 point he has left. Because the combat jump takes a single action, so he can use the other 2 actions to move. Got it. Alright. So that's the danger point. So as long as I stay away from that... Yeah, I'm safe there. So let's go ahead and get you in cover here. Get that Overwatch going on. Get you into cover here. That Overwatch going on. Actually... he would be safe right here. I can still get there, but I'm going to lose one of my Overwatch shots. I can put him here and move this guy to that position and have all 3 of them in cover. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give up the shot. You can see one of the bars disappear. Oh, 2 of the bars disappeared. Alright. Well, I still got enough to activate Overwatch. So we'll do that. And we'll put the 3rd guy. Ah, crap. He's going to lose one as well. Do it anyway. I need the bonuses. See if they just do charge straight at me. Alright, you don't need the bonus from being in cover. I can just put you on Overwatch immediately or bring up the drone. Well, that's going to be more important. I think they're going to charge me. Let's get the drone out. Alright, my other two support units are pretty good right where they're at. They can hit everybody with support they need. I think we'll just pass the turn right here. We'll go ahead and put them in defensive mode just in case. Let's see. Now, let's hold everything else. Alright, here they come. Alright, I think we're going to chop them up. This will be pretty easy. Let's see. 55% currently. This guy gets a flank attack. So if you take a look there, flanked, we get plus 15 for steady aim because we're behind cover. Plus we're flanking him, which gives us extra damage. And he's close, so that's pretty much a guaranteed kill. These guys are now close enough to move and hop, so I'm going to have to charge and try to kill these as much as I can. So, who do I want to use for the killing shot on that guy? If I use you... Or do I need to use you to... I don't think I can get really a good flank shot on these other guys. Yeah, I think I'll bring the support drone up to kill that guy. And we'll use the heavier attacks to kill these... actually, the support drone... Grr. Yeah, let's do this. Bring you up instead. You finish that guy.
Enemy killed.
He's the least combat capable of my units, so that saves the heavy firepower for these other guys. Alright, next up. Do I want to get close enough to throw grenades? So they are... They have no staggering resistances or anything like that. They are in defense mode, or have defense mode. So if we go grenade, I have to get forward to do it. How much does a grenade take? Just a single action? Alright, that's fine. 1, 2, 3 would put it adjacent. I just don't want to get in the line of fire of any of my other guys. Alright, let's do it. You get up there. Grenade! Oh. That'll also remove any cover nearby. Didn't hit the back guy, it looked like. Alright. Hey, hero unit. 77%. Finish that guy off from where you're at, huh? Or I can get a guaranteed kill shots. Why am I not getting shot indicators? I'm confused. I get a shot indicator here. I'm not seeing the shot indicators when I'm moving my cursor around to see where I have line of sight from. The interface is being kind of finicky. I saw it flash on for a second there. I don't know what's going on. 63%, or advance and get... Let's advance and pretty much get a guarantee. 95 or 80 heavy damage. I think I'm going to take the 80% to the guy behind. Full hit. Oh, only a partial. Ah, crap. Dang it. Alright, get you forward. Kill that guy.
Enemy killed.
Alright, I've got my hero and that trooper left. That should do it.
Enemy down.
Alright.
They never stood a chance.
Hey, I saw a pug. Damn, that's still loud. Apparently I didn't pick the right option. Pug got his level. Yay, Pug. What'd we get? We got 88 production worth materials. So that's going to go to the nearest colony. I only have one, so that's fine. Let's go find that option. And that was loud still. Audio. What do you think? Events? It's about the last thing I have to move down. Let's say 40. I want to hear the rat-a-tat-tat of the gunfire. Alright, how we doing? We're out on a peninsula. Can't do much out there, so we've already got that plan done. Let's just keep rolling this group around, trying to get some free level ups. How you doing, Jill? Have you leveled up yet? You haven't leveled up yet. 6 out of 8. Alright, you're getting there. One more fight, probably. Let's go for the next turn. Alright. Reproduce the trooper.
Production ready.
Come on, trooper. I need you to go stand over here. Ah, it's going to be one more turn. That's fine. Go stand over there and wait. Let's see. Don't need to go to the stadium. That's defense forces. That's the... What is that one? Restores hit points. Don't need that. Alright, let's just keep exploring. Excuse me? Yeah, that is quite the territory. It's also got a Cosmite Rift. Alright, that's we're definitely gonna be trying to keep an eye on that place. Dang it, stop hitting escape. Alright, can't do anything with those. Where are we at on the map? I'm gonna start curling back around this direction, I think. Ah, we got a radiation hazard. So the sectors can also have hazards. I don't know how many different types of hazards there are. I've seen arc electrical hazards. I've seen geothermal hazards. This one's got a radiation hazard. And the tech tree has techs that will allow you to remove hazards. But otherwise, for example, this sector has nuclear fallout hazard. Affected by nuclear fallout from a past detonation, annexing this sector penalizes the colony with -8 unhappiness. Causes colony to generate -20% food. Units lose their strategic map regeneration, so no healing of your units while they're in the sector. And units in the sector suffer -4 to all damage resistances. So pretty nasty stuff. So you better be ready to remove the hazard if you take that over. So that's interesting. That causes other variables in the gameplay and the map that you're going to have to deal with. I don't see any other hazards. Nope, no other hazards on the map currently that I can tell. Seems like, that's pretty obvious, I guess. Alright, so you got more points? You got more points. Let's start curling around this other direction. Ah, teleporter? That's... I don't know how many teleporters there are. If that links to that one, that'd be pretty cool. A way of crossing the one side or the other. If I do set up a colony over here and a colony up here, I'd be able to maneuver units around pretty quickly, if those are linked. I don't know if a map has a bunch of different teleporters or what. We've got more free stuff. Another energy stash, so we'll head that way next turn. Alright, you were... That's the one that lets you recharge your points. That's the teleporter, which I could verify right now. Yeah, let's verify it. Where are you going to take me? Oh, show destination. Ah, it's not connected to that one. Alright, that connects up to the Paragon home city. just north of it. Alright, that's good to know. Come on, you. I'm clicking on you. Let's go get our free movement points back. And... Rastapole. Got enemy forces, enemy forces. Alright, where are we at on the map here? Roll around to the north. Or back over this way. I'm gonna roll back this way. Their war monument. Alright, let's go up and see what kind of fight this is going to be. Ah! Cosmite, stash! Me once! Me can't get! Oh, we got more Paragon faction troops sitting around. That was the... oh, that's for the morale bonus. Let's go back up and get the morale bonus again. And then we'll head up that way. I think that was Paragon as well. Too many damn Paragon in the area. Alright, next turn we should be able to get this annexation done. I'm looking forward to that. Why do you have... oh, I see. Alright. Here, cancel that. I don't like the red flag look. You're done. And set production. What are we going to build? So, ideally I need to get another army started. So we've got one trooper out. And I usually hope to eventually loop one of my owls back. Or we could do one of the upgrades. That's the assault bike, and that's the pug. Let's get a pug started. Alright, here we go. This should be a big turn for us right here. Alright, what we got going on? Message. They've got another quest for us. Ravages of Time. As the last heirs of the Star Union, it is one of the many duties of the Paragon to uphold the cultural and technological legacy for our ancestors. We have witnessed the decline of the Dark Age and must commit ourselves to favor those few that show there can still be knowledge and civilized people in this rotten era. The question is, Jill O'Connor, will you be one of them? So they want me to... whoa. They want me to task my production for 100 points to finish a prosthetics replacement program. So I have 10 turns to basically spend 100 of my production towards this quest. If I do, I'll get the 10 relationship bonus, which will put us in peace status. I'll get the 10 influence, and I'll get a Paragon soldier. So it's not totally wasted. The production will at least get me a unit. Tier 1 skirmisher unit. Assault rifle, grenade. He's fairly similar to my current units. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, oh, we have ops ready, we have all sorts of stuff. Oh, here's another thing. Alright, let's do this first.
Quantum-powered molecular machines are not magic, they're science.
Damn
but
loud.
The uncertainty principle dictates that if I explain to you exactly how it works...
Yes, I don't want to hear you. You're too damn loud. Jeez, game. Oops. Audio. Speech. How about 15? I said 15. Alright, basically, it's telling us that my research is done. So we got the nanite support done. We now have a mod, the nanite injectors that we could apply to our units. We got the nanite support station, which is a tactical op, and the combat assist system, which is also a tactical op. We've got to pick our next application, though. I think I'm going to go for the Psi-Numbra. Let's go get this one, because I like the Mark of the Dark Sun ability. So we'll queue that one up, switch over to Society, and let's go for Frontier Facilities this time. It's going to give us the ability to make a rec dome for extra happiness, another military infrastructure, which is going to improve our colony militia, the standard army that's available to defend our colony base, and the colonizer unit, so we can make another colony. Alright, ops to prime. So we have ops, and now we've got 2 tactical ops and 2 doctrine ops that are available. So there's 3 different types, and these up here correspond. So we've got 2 tactical operation points that we could allocate, 2 operational points, and 1 doctrine slot. That's the global doctrines you can have active at once. I'm assuming the tech tree has ways to upgrade the numbers here so you can have more things going on at once. I have no deployed or primed currently, but we're going to set up the doctrine for frontier survival. I want that plus 15 food in my colonies. So it's going to be 100 energy, cost 6. What is that? Oh, 6 of the points, of which I get 2 per turn, so it's going to take a couple of turns. Is that the way that works? Wait a minute. 6 points, but why does it say 2 turns? This I don't understand. That's alright. Now it says 4. So I used 2, and it's going to take 2 more turns to get the other 2 per turn. Alright, I think I follow. So that's fine. So we got that going. That'll launch in a couple of turns. Then we've got the first of these. The Technologist. If a man with a spade... Yeah, I'm not going to read that. So objectives. Apply unit mods to 5 separate units. We've got 0 out of 5. Use 5 tactical operations in combat. Also 0 out of 5. If we do those 2 things, then we will get the reward of the Technologist. That, gain 2 tactical operation points. Tactical operations are 25% cheaper to use. Alright. And if we're the first one to get there, we'll also gain this. Your commander receives a random hero item. Alright. So it's like an objective tree. This is the Technologist 1. We have to meet these 2 conditions. If we're the first to do so, we get both of these rewards. And orders. So we're up to 35. Let's try this out. I want this very first. Let's talk to these guys. We require you to... We require this location. Please vacate. So we've got 35 influence points built up. This influence is the diplomatic currency used to manipulate other players and NPC factions. It can be used for things like asking NPCs to move from locations, hiring NPC mercenaries, and making diplomatic pronouncements. I'm going to use it all. That's an important location. So, he's gone. Close the channel. Now we stepped onto the space. The space itself had rewards, so we got 65 production points. We've got a dispersing gas bomb item. That's a secondary tier 2 weapon. Pretty cool. It's a little gas grenade, basically. Provides 8 strength choking hazard for the space it's thrown into and adjacent spaces. We're going to take it. And then we're going to click on the space, and we're going to annex it. Alright, does take a turn to fully annex, so it's got the dotted line around it to show that it's not quite annexed yet. So next turn it'll fully annex, and essentially everything it produces will get added to our base colony production. And then we'll have ways of improving it later on. So that's going to be a big upgrade for us. He's still got movement. I can get him moving now. I'm going to pull him back to the home base. Come here, you. Get back there. Start building up an army. You're good. Alright, Castle Thrax. Produce Specialist Training Center. So we finished our training center. It finished early because we got the bonus production points. So it finished it immediately when the bonus came in. Now we have more options. We can do a pug. So currently I've only got the one Vanguard trooper. Let's get working on... Can't do those. Whoops. That's not what I want. Go away, you. Alright, do I do the Combat Simulation Center first and then get the troops built? That way the early troops get the XP upgrades? Prosthetic replacements? Wait a minute. Did we get... Hey, buddies. Raid, close channel... I haven't looked at these screens much. If you're at peace, you can purchase friendship. Smart rounds. Smart rounds sound fun. Combat protocol implants. Heavy soldiers. Alright. Gotta get to peace before we can do any of that stuff, huh? Alright. Thought, because it's giving me a certain option, I was a little confused. This is a Paragon... Oh, that's the production quest we're already on. Never mind. I understand. Alright, we'll leave that alone. So let's do... I gotta wait for the quest to finish. I'm gonna wait for the quest to finish. We won't queue anything up. Alright, what was I looking at over here? Free stuff? Free stuff. Ah, 24 energy. And... go here. Terraforming outpost. Gain tutor all resistances for the next combat. Alright. Oh, there's another one. So, Factory Specialist Corp, and it's another bronze. So, that is going to be... oh, we got one there too. So, let me see. It's going to be starting colony in this area as I annex the local area. Set up another one over here so I can get all that annexed and use this. That's another of the bronze landmarks. Then we got another one over here. Plus the silver to move up to eventually. Alright. Looking fairly good, I guess. I haven't yet met an NPC, or an AI. Yeah, we're definitely going to move him that direction. Let's see, what were we doing over here? We're rolling south still. And that didn't show much. Research specialized. Alright, so we can't fight that. That might be a Marauder unit over there. I know that's... I'm pretty sure Paragon. I think we saw it earlier. Let's go this way and see if we can cut this off, whatever it is. Ah, what are we looking at? Army of Marauders, 340 power. That's not too much. We can definitely take them on. 2 flyers and one of those Mega Beetle babies. Alright, let's... we can get to it this round, even. Let's see... Fight it, or do some modding. I've got 45 Cosmite. Do I want to put the healing injectors in these guys? So, the healing injectors... It's a one-time per combat use, 15 points of health. And increases their resistances to all damage channels by 3 for 2 rounds. And it also grants the unit 1 additional armor point. And I think that happens regardless. I think as soon as it's installed, this is going to turn to 2. It's not 1 additional when it's used. I could be wrong. Maybe it is only when used. But the way they word that and say additionally, I think it's going to be that way. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's pick that mod. And you can see here, to mod this one individual unit, it's going to cost 10 energy and 5 Cosmite. Or I can mod all my equivalent units, and I've got 4 of them, so it's going to be 40 energy and 20 Cosmite. I got 3 here, plus I got 1 guy standing back at our colony base, so it will do them all in one swoop. I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and do that upgrade. So that creates a new template for this unit style that has that particular mod involved, and we'll just leave the name Hardy, that's fine, and has its own symbol. Confirm. Alright, it's going to take a round for that upgrade to occur. I'm actually going to wait. I'm not going to fight this round unless they come after me. Who are you guys? That's another Marauder unit? Alright, let's go here. We'll kind of be equidistant. And, yeah, we'll take on whoever's most appropriate. Free stuff again. Alright, set production. You need to be on that quest. Alright, now it's set properly. Alright, let's end the turn. So, he went flying past me. Achievement progress. Alright, so we completed that quest, spending 100 points of our production. We had plenty of time remaining. All colonies contribute with their production to this project. Okay, that's good to know. So we did get the influence bonus. We've raised the relations with them again. We got 10 more influence points, or we will anyway. And a Paragon Soldier, which I assume he's going to appear at my one colony. Alright, so we got influence again. We can take over more stuff if we encounter it. So he moved to there. Lots of stuff going on. Here we go. Alright, so we've moved into peaceful status. So we can now actually hire things. We can hire soldiers and guards from them, or we can purchase reactive shielding. Tier 1 skirmisher, Tier 2 skirmisher. So for 40 of our influence, we could hire a Tier 2 skirmisher, a guard. Shock spears, shield charges. Sounds fun, but no thanks, not right now. I think I'm going to need my influence. So we'll not do that.
Empire task completed.
Hey, look at this. So we completed one of the tasks, one of the Empire tasks, and we completed it first. So the task was for the emissary. Objectives were to do 2 quests for an NPC faction. We finished it, and achieve peace, which we also finished. So we got this reward. That gave us 100% more influence from quests. So now we're going to get even more influence rewards. That's awesome. And wait. Oh, that's a doctrine operation. So we would have to set that up as an operation, and then we would get additional influence from quests. And then we were the first to complete it, so we got the influence reward of 25 bonus influence. So awesome. That's why that number jumped back up so fast. And then we've unlocked the next one. Sign a friendship pact with a faction, buy 5 items. That's going to take a little bit. Receive 50 influence and 50 energy. Alright, so you get a bit of a buyback. Alright, so I'm happy about that. Let me put a hold on that for a moment. I need to check back in with chat. I've been pretty laser focused here. Let me check in, see what people have been talking about. Sorry for the lack of attention there. Whole lot of odd chat, apparently I don't need to read through. Yeah, I did notice the production, or the queue for the quest finally. Alright. I'm all caught up. So yeah, things are going just fine, actually. So I think we're making good progress. We seem to have a pretty good map for us. We haven't met anybody yet with my far-ranging wanderings, so we're going to be left alone for a bit. We had the bronze landmark right next to us, and we got that integrated. And it's now fully integrated. Notice the border is now solid all the way around. So all of its production has now been added in to the colony's production. So when we look here, we now have bigger numbers. We're now producing 110, and you can see where it's coming from. So income per turn, 110, 20 from the HQ base, 5 from the number of workers I have established, 60 from the colony center, 20 from the Imperial Mining Facility, which is the one over here, and then another 5 from the Industrial Exploitation Level 1. So I haven't talked about exploitation levels yet. When you annex a sector, you then can do what's called exploiting it, and it's similar to the central building that we built for our colony base, where you can only pick one type. And that's essentially what the exploitation does. So you generally want to exploit whatever is the highest bonus provided. And we've got this huge bonus here. And usually it takes time and tech to do exploitations. But because of the landmark, it automatically started with its own exploitation. It notes pre-built production exploitation and provides 20 construction and 2 construction slots. Plus gives us the reinforcement factory. So in our home base area now, we have here... Where are you at? Do I have to build it? Maybe I have to build it. Do I have to build it? No. Where are you at? Maybe it shows over here instead. Oh, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't. What the hell? What am I looking for here? Reinforcement factory. Oh, it unlocks the following building in your colony. So reinforcement factory, all units produced in this colony gain +1 armor. Alright. Is it, nah, leave that alone. There it is. Looking in the wrong place. Sector production. Reinforcement factory. So if I get this built, then all the units we produce will have an extra point of armor, which is pretty huge when you're talking armors of 1 and 2 to begin with, if even that much. So I would like to get that put up as quickly as possible, because I'm about to build units out of here to start setting up another army. So many things! 150 production, we got 110 per turn. If we get any rewards, we might get it done in 1 turn. Let's queue that up. That'll be our next production project. And we can queue other things up. So I could do that. Then I could also set up the simulation center, for example, and then a unit. And I can move the order via this menu. So if I say to do the skirmisher barracks and that, I can then move them up and down using arrows attached here. So I can pick which one's going to be where. For now, let's just get the one thing going on. Alright, you're just going to hang tight. We were moving... Where was I moving you? Uh-oh. Hador settlement. Small independent colony. Vanguard! Please tell me I have somebody real close. Oh, that's this group. Can we get there? Oh, man. Alright, I gotta think about this. This, I might... How much does it say it's going to need? It doesn't say. Show me that detail screen again. A settlement is a small independent colony that might join you if you have enough influence. I've got 40 influence currently. We might have enough to actually get this as a free colony. Free, meaning I'm going to buy it with the influence. And that could be in striking range of incorporating that factory there. Alright, let's assume the southern group's going to take care of that. So let's get Kim and let's go make sure of this info. But enemy units, factory specialist, 1, 2. So yeah, oh actually I think we border it. Yeah, we got a 1 hex face border between the colony here and that factory specialist corp. So that's another bronze. That's another 20 production, just like the one we have here. And all I would need would, yeah, it's Paragon. So all I would need would be some more influence. So by the time I spend my influence here, it's going to take me a little while unless I get some rewards, but then I could get those guys to move and make that the first annexation for this colony. Which would be an amazing boost. That'll get that one bootstrapped pretty quickly. So we're definitely going to be looking at that. Yeah, let's... They're going to move up this way. Let's get you moving. Let's just go this way. Alright, units, and once again, I just missed the recharge station. I always keep running out of moves, just 1 or 2 spaces away from the movement recharge. Alright. Let's see. It's the research station resource node. Got bad guys on it. Kinda like to know what's here, but... Yeah, I'm torn between, do I keep exploring outward or do I pull my units back and get them incorporated with armies? I'm not sure what's the better play yet. Let's keep moving. I hate it when I've got it selected, but if I go to this mode, it deselects. I don't like that. Yeah, I keep having to reselect things. Uh-oh. Hey, we met somebody! Alright, hey there, Cherkov. The Devar have shown up. So this is one of the NPC, or one of the AI factions, my main opponents. Watch yourself, Jill O'Connor. Your honesty will be measured and judged, so choose your words carefully. The Devar do not allocate resources to taking care of prisoners. We'll just say howdy. Alright, establish some goodwill. We are in a neutral status with them. We have located them for our diplomacy screen. Then we have the Paragon located for NPC factions. So it's just us and the Devar so far. Not going to do anything with them right now. So where are they at? Ah, there's their border right there. Alright, so we know we got one guy off to the east. I'm going to assume he's been sucking up resources too, so I'm either going to roll... Oh, who's over here? Just another independent that I didn't notice? Rostopol settlement? I can't tell who occupies it. Me wants. Alright, yeah, let's roll him north. I want to go check out Rostopol. Alright, another task unlocked. The Warmonger. Enter a war with another player. Kill 6 units belonging to another player. If you do so, you get the Warmonger bonus. Gain 400 happiness in battle against other players. Is that morale? That's not morale, is it? Receive a tier 2 unit at your capital colony. Alright. The Diplomat. Sign a non-aggression pact. Maintain a peaceful relationship for 10 consecutive turns. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's the Space Dwarves. Alright, you're done. Who do we got left? Oh yeah, this group. So we got free resource, energy stash, and we've got a fight, and we've got these guys to talk to and maybe get a free colony out of. And we got this guy to chase down. So many choices. If I separate out the owl... Actually, they're all 32. I won't be able to get to there and to there. I think it's more important to get up here and verify this. So let's do that first. Hey there, buddies. Oh, we need 45. One turn. Ah, what timing? No time for this. Alright, I guess we'll take the fight. The next turn we'll convince them and then we'll head to the stash. No idea if I need to fear this group coming over and trying to take my colony. This has 280 militia power. I forget, I think that was like 380. So if I send him over here temporarily, just to double check. You're done. Let's take the fight. Alright, what are we looking at? Quartzite, liquid crystal. Chain discharge. That doesn't sound fun. Magma spit and flame jet. Tell me more about this chain discharge. Is it like chain lightning? Discharge an arc pulse that also jumps to 1 extra targets within a 2 hex range of the original. Alright, so I gotta keep 2 spaces empty between each of my units, otherwise they're gonna get chain shot. That's pretty nasty. 7 range, too. Alright, these guys are way more dangerous than I thought they'd be. Because that's the same range as my rifleman. Only my sniper commander has better range than that. Only 25 hit points and, well, 3 armor. That's not good. Arc resist, no big deal. Thermal, no big deal. Biochemical, no big deal. Alright, so yeah. Alright, let's do it. Like we're gonna get some terrain. Now, are you guys gonna play total defense and make me come in and get you? That is the question. They could get all the way out to here in one turn and have no abilities left. So they have to stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I seem to be in range if they move and then... The Magma Spit's only 5 range. Flame Jet is 1. Alright, so they got a flamethrower effect. Close up. Repeating Spit. Alright, so 5 range on those guys. So I'm less worried about those guys than I am about these two. That's 7 range arc. So, what am I going to do here? That is blocking, partial blocking cover. So is that. Wait, yep, so is that. So if they come through here... Uh-oh. No, that's partial as well. One guy here, 2 spaces, one guy here, one guy here. Keeps everybody separate. Keep my support units back. Yeah, let's do that initial setup, and then we'll kind of go from there. We'll see if they charge me or if they're going to make me come into them. It's going to be the same. Yeah, let's go further out. Alright. Support units. Yeesh, I have to pull them way back to keep them out of danger range. Alright, they're not going to get their fire off this round if they do advance. You guys can get to there and hit me. Alright. So, this is working in reverse, so I have the enemy selected. When I show where he can move, if you watch my guys over on this side, from there it's showing that it can hit both of those units with that electrical attack. So they'll be able to actually tag me next round in the current positions. So that's not ideal. Should have checked that first. Alright, I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know if there's a way for me to tell if I can hit. I guess it's... well... if he does advance to the front, I want to know if these two guys can overwatch him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he'll be able to, and I think he'll be able to, but that puts him in danger of the arc benefit if I do that. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go into Overwatch mode. Pray we get a good shot when they try to step up into there, if they do. Alright, you Damn it. Everybody's too close. Let's hope those two can handle that. Let's bring you... I'm just going to bring you out. I'm going to put you in cover. Alright, next up. Let's put you... Smoke goes to 3, so I can do it here. Still put the smoke on the hero. And I can build a laser target onto... You're not likely to be taking the electrical stuff, so we'll bring you over here to help against the fire guy. Nah, let's not. Got to get him out of his current space, though. 2. All right. Let's... Yeah, I don't see any way of getting a shot in on him. I think we're having a stream problem. Alright, Paragon 1. I think I'm having a YouTube stream issue, so I'm going to, I think I'll quit things right here. We've had a pretty good first look at it. If you're still hearing me and watching me, I will return for more of the Age of Wonders yumminess. It's looking pretty fun and awesome, so do look forward to playing it more, and I hope to see you when I get back into it. So thanks for watching, appreciate the support, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a good night.